So then you basically do the same thing for the rest of the layers, but for mine, I'm just going to film with the pattern because one, it'd be faster, and two, I have some patterns I really like to use. So you can use the pattern relay feature if you know how to. And if you want any of the patterns or the brushes that I use in the tutorial, just leave a comment and I'll send them to you in a message or something. Okay, so now we have this done, and we're going to add a stroke around all of the layers, which usually is like those little lines that people use. So then a lot of people just call this the F tool, but it's actually the layer style palette is what it brings up. If you look at the bottom of the layers palette, there's a button, and it's basically an F surrounded by a dark circle, and you want to click that, and then this will come up, and then you want to click stroke. So basically you can just choose a pattern or a color or a gradient or whatever that you want to stroke around whatever layer you're working on. And then just do that for the other layers. And you can change the size and opacity of it if you want to. Okay, so after you've done that, you want to unhide this layer and click on it. And then you want to get the magic wand tool and just click around the person, and you can select more than one area by clicking and holding down the shift key at the same time. So then right click on the select area and click select inverse, and then go on the layer directly under that, the empty layer under that, and you want to go to select, modify, expand. And you can expand by whatever you want. Mine's already set to 13 pixels, so I'm just going to leave it like that and click OK. And then go back to the paint bucket tool and right click it and click the gradient tool. And then you just want to fill this with whatever gradient. I already have one made. So you can make your own gradient, or you can download from somewhere or use one of the already built-in ones. If you want this gradient, once again, just leave a comment and I'll send it to you somehow. Okay, so then you just want to click and drag the line out until you gradient how you want it. I actually don't like that one, so yeah, that one's good. So then you want to go get your brush, whatever brush you want to use. I think, yeah, I'm just going to use the zebra one. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Yeah, 45. Okay, and then you can just use the brush. If you want, you can do it on a new layer, just drag it above the one with the gradient on it. That's what I'm going to do because I'm going to change the opacity. But it's completely you. Okay. And the opacity just basically changes the lightness of it. Okay. So after you've done that, you want to deselect it by pressing Control D, and like right click. If you did the brush and the gradient on two different layers, right click on the layer that has the brush on it and then click merge down, just because it makes it easier because you only have one layer to work with then. You want to go back to the layer with the person on it and get the polygonal tool again, and we're going to add a gradient to her shirt. You don't have to, but I'm going to because I know a lot of sites like to do that. Okay, so once you have that, if you have an extra layer, you want to drag it over on top of the layer with the person on it, or you can just make one and drag it on top. And you want to get your gradient tool and use your gradient. And then you want to come over here for the blending mode, which is always at normal, and you want to change it to color. So then you have a gradient over it, and then you want to go, you can deselect it. No, don't deselect it. Go back to the layer with the person on it and go to Image Adjustments, Desaturate. And then you can deselect it. Okay, so now that you have that done, you want to merge those two layers together, so do the same thing. Click on the layer with the gradient on it, right click it, and then so it's one layer. And then you want to click the F tool at the bottom again, or the layer style palette, and click. This time you want to click drop shadow. And the default setting for the blend mode is multiply, but you can change that to whatever you want. The default color is black. The angle 30, distance 5, spread 0, and size 5. You can change that however you want. I'm just going to leave it. And then you want to come down to the stroke one at the bottom, and you can stroke it how you want. Okay. And then you want to do the same thing for the gradient behind her. Okay, and there's your sign. The only thing you have to do now is add text, and in the next tutorial I'll be showing you how to do the cutout thing at the top.